Hi, I'm Dr. Freeman Hrabowski, President Emeritus of the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, better known as UMBC. I'm delighted to speak for a few minutes at this STEM conference there in Delaware. I commend you on doing this. I start by saying that the way we think about ourselves as human beings, as individuals, as a state, as a society, the language that we use, the way we interact with each other, the values that we hold will be so important. We become like the things that we love. I love mathematics. I have always gotten goosebumps doing mathematics. I am a very proud mathematician. In school, in my home state of Birmingham in Alabama, the teacher would give us 10 problems and I would say, give us 10 more, teacher. And the whole class would say, shut up, Freeman. And somebody would always kick me. But I always had this love of mathematics. Why? Because I saw math in nature, in patterns, in the leaves, in the shapes, in the way we go about walking and determining how long we have to go somewhere or the distance. And most important, I learned that math could teach us to think critically and that we use it whether in building houses or in learning physics and chemistry and understanding the universe. And so I have enjoyed the past 30 years as president at UMBC until recently, because more than half of our students there are in science and engineering, math, science, and engineering in the STEM areas. And I've loved seeing these students grow and develop. And we have done a great job with students of all races. We have students from 100 countries and from all over the world, and students who are from all the states, particularly between New York and Maryland, including good students from Delaware and New Jersey, Pennsylvania, wherever. And years ago, a philanthropist, Robert Meyerhoff, and I worked together to start this Meyerhoff Scholars Program, which has become the leading program in producing African Americans who go on to get PhDs in math and science and engineering. We're very proud of it. UMBC now, as a minority serving institution, has always been predominantly white, and now it's maybe half and half, with the Asian population being the largest minority, but then African Americans. But we're the leading producer of African Americans who go on to get PhDs in science and engineering and MD PhDs. And there's several messages here. If you get a chance, look at my TED Talk. It's on the 4 pillars of success in college science, because so many students are somehow not making it in the first year or two of science in college, and we call it weed out courses. Well, at UMBC, we say something different. We tell students, look at the student to your left, look at the student to your right. Our goal is to make sure all 3 of you graduate. And if you don't, we are not going to be happy with ourselves. And we make sure those students graduate. But particularly when talking about keeping students in math and science and engineering, there are 2 or 3 things I want you to think about. My TED Talk says high expectations of not just of students, but of us as teachers. What else can we do? And do we have the right mindset that believes that students of any background can succeed in math and science? Too often, when I ask audiences the question, when you were in high school, were you a math science person or a history, English, and arts person? People will raise their hand for one or the other. So somehow we send the message that math is either for you or it's against you. And so I'm challenging our STEM teachers to think about ways of saying to students, you can do this, that mindset makes a difference. We talk at UMBC about grit and resilience, that it may take you a little longer, but you can get it. And so I want you to think about the high expectations of our students and of ourselves, of building community. We have learned that the best way to teach students to solve problems is to have them working in groups, that just working with another person does not necessarily mean cheating, that you're learning from each other, that it takes people in STEM to pull others into the work. It's that passion for the work. I want people to be as passionate about math as we are about basketball. I want people to see a student who's doing well in math or physics and to say, way to go, this is great. And then we have to evaluate what we're doing. And so those approaches, those strategies have led to many of our students going on and doing great things. And I want to inspire you with 2 stories, finally. One story involves a young woman who is from North Carolina, a small town in North Carolina, young Black woman, Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett now comes to UMBC, and we work with her, and she gets a degree. She loves math. She loves biology, genetics, all kinds of asking good questions. And she understood what the Nobel laureate Hrabowski meant with this story. Dr. Hrabowski said that when he was growing up in New York, all of his friends' mothers would ask them at the end of a school day, "What'd you learn in school today?" He said, "But not my Jewish mother. My mother would say, 'Izzy, did you ask a good question today?'" And the practice of encouraging his curiosity made him the scientist he became. Well, Kizzmekia was curious. She was always asking questions. And she graduated. She went on back to her home state, to Chapel Hill, got a PhD in immunology, came back to NIH, the National Institute of Health, worked with Dr. Bunny Graham, and she was the scientific lead on the team that produced that vaccine for Moderna. Imagine being the first Black woman in the world to create a vaccine. It gives me goosebumps. Every little girl should see a video of Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett. She's now on the faculty at Harvard. The second story is closer to you all. A young woman who grew up in Havre de Grace, small town, comes to UMBC in the Mahar program, very shy. I would ask her to get up and talk about herself, and she'd get tears. She was just that shy. But we believed in her. We saw in her that potential to do all kinds of great things. And as time went on, she began to have more and more confidence. She was so talented and loved mathematics. And as time went on, she got more and more confident. She could get up and speak. And she finally said, "I want to be a teacher." She wanted to become a teacher. And she finished that degree, the math degree. She went on to the University of Delaware, got a master's in math education, PhD in curriculum, and with an emphasis on math education. Today, she's a tenured faculty member at Delaware State University. And she has sent us students before. But here's this confident math teacher. You go and look at her work. Her name is Dr. Delane Johnson, Delayne, a brilliant mathematician who wanted to influence others to think about also loving math and wanting to teach math. And so my message today is that a child can come from any background, be young boy, young girl, can be of any race, and yet each has that potential either to solve a problem that creates a vaccine or to become a math teacher. Math teachers touched everybody. And with that idea, I challenge you to watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Your actions become your habits become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett, Dr. Delane Johnson. Goosebumps. Thank you and enjoy your day.